Perennial intros. Perennial intros. Alright, what are perennial intros? Perennial intros are constant introductions. They're introductions of companies, and they're considered a commodity in and of itself. An extension of that is, or an example of that is, that sometimes one will not want for it to leave its perennial introductory status, for the simple reason that one values the perennial intro in its place, for if it were to be introduced, it would lose its perennial intro status, thereby vesting the perennial intros of one of its links, the link to its chain. You see, a lot of the purpose, or one of the purpose, or perhaps much of the purpose of the franchises is to create informational fields, fields of consciousness. Right? Fields of consciousness, and a more solidified, the more dense field of consciousness, the more gravitas there will be. Now, gravitas is a concept that has recently been formulated, and I'll convey it here because I'm working on it right now. And gravitas really applies to information or consciousness in general, but it can be applied to perennial intros as well, in this particular application spoken previously. So I'll explain what gravitas is. Okay? Gravitas is a concept, can also be measured as well. It is the idea that information can have certain weight, physical weight to it, and different types of, and different qualities of information have different weights. There's also associated with the idea that the more information there is organized and grouped together, the more gravitas there is than if that same amount of information was not organized. Right? Then if that same amount of organization of information was not organized and grouped together. Right? It is almost like gravity, and in fact it comes from that very word. Gravitas is gravity of DOS. DOS being information. Gravitas is the gravitational the gravity of DOS. So going back to perennial intro, you have a more compact and dense perennial intro field, the more gravitas there will be. Now you can see why a person would not want for the person to pick up, rather for the person to not pick up. Therefore, you can leave a message for that person, and therefore you can maintain its perennial intro status. Pretty simple, no? Pretty straightforward.